Welcome back. Today's guest is Justin Clark from the law firm Gregory Clark. Now, Justin has actually had some success fighting back against for-profit colleges and helping students who feel like they've been taken advantage of. So, Justin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
You know, we're talking about today how important it is that students shop around and do their homework. You know, some of these for-profit colleges will use high-pressure sales tactics to try to get students to sign on without thinking about what they're doing. What's your experience been with some of your clients?
It's one thing to shop around for fertilizer, to have some plants grow in your yard or something. It's another thing to shop around for a school that you're going to spend the next 2, 3, 1 year and spend even possibly $100,000 on. That being said, you have to do your due. If you're really going to go to a for-profit school, you need to spend a great deal of time doing your diligence. And when I say diligence, I don't mean just asking the sales guy from the school that's making the call saying, please sign up, please sign up. You need to call the state accreditation boards, the state of Florida, even if it's a national accreditation board. Make your calls, do your diligence, because we've seen too many people go to school for 2 years, spend $50,000 and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. You know, you put your hard time and effort into going to this school. You think you're going to walk away with a degree that can help you, take the state test or get the certification you want, and then you wake up, you owe all this money on student loans, and you really have nothing to show for it. I think that's probably the worst case scenario anybody could imagine. And you've had some success in helping students get refunds of their tuition, or what's the end result been when you've gotten involved?
Well, let me tell you, it's not just the tuition that's the problem. It's the opportunity cost of those several years of going to school and then having nothing to show for it. The biggest situation we see is a for-profit school promising to accredit someone or making the student able to take that accreditation exam, and it turns out at the end of the day they say, whoops, what we meant was we were working on getting the accreditation, we didn't have it at the time. So there it's just a waste of the student's time and money.
Justin, what are your thoughts? Why do you think so many students are falling victim to the for-profits? You know, we've done our research and found that community college is a much cheaper alternative. They offer a lot of the same online classes, a lot of the same benefits. You know, why are so many students falling victim? Is it just these big marketing budgets? I mean, is that really what's causing it?
I think it is. I think that this bad economy has really helped in this proliferation of for-profit schools, Robert, because what they're doing is they're now thriving on people who are maybe out of a job and think, oh, this is a great time to go back and get that degree. And it is. I like to see people going back and getting that degree, but you got to do your homework and make sure it's the right place for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely important students contact a local community college, contact a number of for-profits. You know, what we've kind of seen in our research is 1 or 2 for-profits will get your information through some type of lead source, and now they're going to call you over and over and over again. If anything, avoid that one and then go out and do some research. If that's who convinces you to go back to school, that's great, but do your own research, make the decision on your time, contact other schools and see what other prices are and what's out there.
I can tell you this, in all of my time doing this kind of work, I've never had one student come up to me from a community college talking about similar problems.
Okay. All right, any other last-minute tips for our viewers before we get out of here?
Do your homework, please, and those community colleges are out there trying to do a good job. Think long and hard, because I tell you, the student loan doesn't go away, even if that diploma does.
Yeah, you know, we've explained how students can end up with these garnishments and all these other things that they don't have to deal with other type of debt, making student loans one of the hardest, I guess, the most important. And really think about it, because you are going to be stuck with this loan forever. There is no bankruptcy protection from student loans. You know, it's a very difficult thing to get into.
It's brutal, absolutely.
All right, well, Justin, thanks so much for coming on the show today. It's great that some students have fought back and with your help won. You know, I need to stress, and I think you'll agree, that the best way to avoid problems with the for-profits is obviously shop around. You know, there are some for-profit colleges that do right by their students, but you have to shop around to make sure the school you're considering is a good deal. Justin, thanks again for joining us here on Saving Thousands. And when we come back, we'll wrap up on for-profits, and we'll shift gears to some footage from the Orlando Chili Cook-Off benefiting Special Olympics.